comedian Frank White, and this is my story.
What's your story?
Gotcha. So tell everybody where you from.
7 Ward, Bag of Town, New
Bag of
Orleans,
Town.
Louisiana.
So for the people who don't know, tell them how it go down.
Go down, like everywhere else, it go down. It's Bag of Town. It's drama everywhere. You just gotta stay out of the way. Stay out the way. Do what you're supposed to do. You got good houses. You got bad houses. You got, there's poverty everywhere. New Orleans is just all poverty for the most part. So you don't know you're in poverty, but you're in poverty. So whenever you're in poverty, it's drama.
I don't know how people don't know they're in poverty. Like,
I mean, cause you got somebody else that's next to you in more poverty. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But it's like,
I remember when I was young, I used to travel all around the city, but I always stayed on the West Bank. But when I go, to the uptowns, the 7 Wards, and the East, I used to always get jumped because I used to go off and tell people, I had to tell them, man, y'all live in shotgun houses. I don't live in that. Like, the only shotgun houses on the West Bank is in Algiers.
Yeah.
We stay good. Our water not never messed up, so I just get jumped for talking shit. Because they be like, man, on West Bank. I'm like, and I say, I'll choose to stay on the West Bank any day. Yeah. It's still real. But the culture of the city of New Orleans intrigued me.
Yeah.
So, I was on the canal streets and all that, but I didn't go to school. But it's just like everything that was about Orleans. And I think that's why people from around the world, when they move to New Orleans, they never leave.
Yeah, the culture. And when you from the West Bank, it wasn't until recently where the West Bank seemed like it's more New Orleans now.
Yeah.
When we growing up, New Orleans is New Orleans. When you cross that bridge, even in Algiers, you wasn't pretty much considered New Orleans. Once you pay that dollar, once you come across that toll,
it was over.
It's over. You know what I'm saying? So,
but you had to pay the toll to actually come back.
But the East growing up was like where you figured people had money. Right. You thought it was like that.
Well, the East was where people wanted to show they had money. Like, when I was younger, the people who made a little money in the streets or whatever, they'll duck off and move on the West Bank. Mm-hmm. Now, if you had like legal money, you move the East over or somewhere, or maybe Slidell.
Yeah.
But a lot of people always, man, I ain't gonna lie to you, man.
There's money all around there. I mean,
I still live on the West Bank. I just moved back. I stay in the CBD. Man, I drove down Belterria one time so far. Then they got some big ass houses, bigger than Houston. Like, they got some houses make you like, man, that's in New Orleans. Like, it's close to New Orleans, Louisiana.
Yeah.
And like,
but if you ride through the 7 Ward, it's crazy that it's right in front of your face, but you don't notice it. Right. You go to Legion Fields, they got big houses. You know what I'm saying?
I seen some big houses, but they be still looking at still historical look.
Yeah, they do. Definitely.
Slidell changed my mind. I went to a few people's houses in the gated communities. I'm like, man, I almost thought one of them I was in Miami.
Go like around English Turn, but go the other way. Go down the left way to English Turn in them areas. Yeah, them houses crazy.
Yeah, them houses still, but they still look like, I talk about these brand new like built houses.
Yeah,
man, these houses look like you in a whole another state.
Yeah.
Like even in New Orleans, they like. If you can't change the house up too much because it's like some type of a historical type of thing they have.
You know where you at?
Yeah, it's like maybe like the Garden District. Yeah, you could buy a house for $1 million. But there's only so much you could do to the house. Yeah, you can't really change it.
Yeah, you could change more the interior. You just can't change the exterior. That's the difference in it.
And that's crazy. Like, I paid this much money. You gonna tell me what I can't do with my house?
And bring that value down. That's why people come here. That's what they pay for. People pay for the culture here. We full of the culture. That's our money. Our money is our culture. They don't have that everywhere else. Anywhere else you go, they don't have culture like this. You know what I'm saying? That's Atlanta. It's nice. It could be pretty. It's beautiful, but it's lacking that culture.
And I think Atlanta trying to create a little culture with their water boys and stuff, but like we've been had boys just outside beating on stuff, hustling.
But our culture run deeper than that.
Right.
It's like our culture is in the rails that you walking up. Our culture is in the way that the streets are paved with certain bricks and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Our culture is like the French and everything else, like really, really like culture.
It's
like deep. You know what I'm saying? Like we talking their culture within like early 2000s and late 90s. You know what I'm saying? We ain't talking,
right.
I ain't
gonna like culturally, I used to get in the Uber car driving, like ride with people late night. And guess what? Uber drivers would actually give me game on like a lot of stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I remember he was like, man, you ever notice why the streets are like different from this side of Canal and this streets in the CBD? Like basically like, like how it's bourbon and like, but this side is like a rondelet.
Yeah.
Like all the streets, like
Yeah.
like it's the same street, but the street name changed.
Yeah.
He was like basically, and the people beefing back in the day, the French and the like. It was just so much I learned. And then he was like, you know, they had one. I'm like tunnel from the French Quarter to Algiers.
Yeah.
Yeah, because of slaves and they were trying to like, they try to transfer. It was just so much history that people don't know that live here.
And that's the same thing. Like we just say things, but that's just like neutral ground. This is neutral ground.
Right.
You on that side, I'm on that side, but this our neutral. This is where we at. This is the middle. You know what I'm saying? We all able to be right here. But like you said, they beefing on this side and that side. This neutral ground right here though.
It's the neutral ground.
Yeah, this the neutral ground.
And like we the only place to actually call it that.
Yeah, because it's like that.
Yeah, people don't know that, but it's like even able to cold drink. Yeah. It always mess people up. We go somewhere, give me a cold drink.
That's French. It's like that. It's embedded in us, and we don't realize it. But that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? We know those things just from growing up. You know, we especially like Seventh Ward, all the culture, the Creole, the this and like all that come. You birthed in it. You don't know it. You picked it up from a certain age, but that's like 1800s and stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's like that's what I mean, like by culture.
Right. And you know, New Orleans is known for so many things. Like it be like right now in 2025, New Orleans is known for music. Like our fashion scene is growing.
Yeah.
We have like I'm trying to get our media to the next level, and you know, comedy is growing, but like the world still don't know it. So like, and before we jump fully in your story, how you got into comedy, I want to ask you, like, I'm like, what do you think could actually be done to actually change the world view of like New Orleans comedy, like comedians, like, but how can we bring one full? I'm like comedy. I'm like presence here.
I mean, it's the internet. That's the ticket. It ain't no blueprint to it. It's just we got people that's popping and that's catching already. It just take for the. I mean, if I knew it'd be already done. You know what I'm saying? To be real, it's just my thoughts and opinions. But I think it's already being done as far as you got comedians that like Rob that then popped, and they getting more exposure. And whenever somebody get exposure, then you bring people to say, well, what else they got down there? You know what I'm saying? What else is there? And so I think people just traveling more, getting out more, instead of coming back to it. That's the only way that it gets, you know. And once somebody pop, it spark an idea in somebody else so they could believe and do it, you know. So, you know, we don't have no comedy clubs and stuff here, so it takes for that to happen. Well, we got comedy clubs, but they're small. It's not like the ones that's mainstream that's everywhere else where you could have a comedy run too. They got clubs that set up like in Houston and Dallas and New York and here and there that if you go to this club, then you're taking a run through all their clubs. You know what I'm saying? And so I think having one of those big market clubs come down here as well might help for the culture and have bigger artists come through to not just for a concert or not just for that. They coming in and they sharing a stage with some of your local comedians and stuff like that. I think that probably help as far as stand-up go.
Gotcha. And I ain't gonna lie to you, I think, you know, but once a few like comedy artists actually do get on, but I think they should actually create one like comedy, some type of union down here, so you can actually put money towards opening up a comedy club or like a comedy thing for kids and that's thinking about getting into comedy.
Yeah.
Cause you know like if you think about the internet now and just the way things work, these kids don't want no job. These kids want to do what they see making money. They want to be fashion designers, rappers.
Right.
They want to be content creators, like comedian skits.
Yeah. And that actually have that other places. You know what I'm saying? They have programs, and I mean, you look at Dave Chappelle. He said when he hit the stage, he was 15. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, I ain't get on the stage till I was 27. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that's a huge disadvantage already. So yeah, if you 16 and you know you funny already, then if you want to do comedy.
I just thought about that. I never seen. I'm like no comedian down here actually get on the stage that young.
Nah, we didn't. For one, it wasn't a possibility to us. It wasn't even a thought that you could. We was funny. We jokes. We rib. You know what I'm saying? We might have had it in us to be comedians. Like I feel like that too. You can't learn. Like you can learn the pattern. You can learn timing. But man, if you a comedian, you just a comedian. Every one of us that really do it, you was a class clown. You couldn't help yourself. You was the funny one in your circle. You know what I'm saying? You was funny in school. You was funny everywhere that you go. And not only that, you wanted to be funny. You know what I'm saying? It's like you wanted it. You needed them laughs. You know what I'm saying? You got to have them. And so it's like you born with that. You know what I'm saying? You trying to make your family laugh when you growing up. You in the house where y'all josing each other. So it's like in your neighborhood you josing. So it's like, but we didn't think, I know for me, it wasn't even a thought. I loved it, but I ain't think it was a possibility until probably like I got in my 20s. You know what I'm saying? Late 20s. We don't have no comedy clubs on here. We don't have no spot that's showing you. So that's why I say it's the eye opener. And so the internet gives people that eye opener that, oh, they got it here. It could be here. It could happen here. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I think about it.
Gotcha. And I always tell people like, like they don't like with the brand new generation. I don't think they fully get it. And I had this conversation with like a lot of comedians. Like, but I want you to speak on like what's the difference, because like everyone who think they could go on Instagram and be funny think they could actually go on one actually real stage and keep people attention for 30 to 45 minutes. So I want you to explain. But what's the biggest difference for that?
Well, you ain't no restarting, ain't no stopping. You got people staring in your face. You know what I'm saying? Especially in the level you're gonna start on in a smaller club, is actually to me harder in a smaller club than a big club. I could just look off into the crowd and not have to stare at nobody individual and see facial expressions, whether you getting this joke or you not getting this joke with a big crowd. Small crowd, it's like you right here. You might have 40 people just right here looking at you. You know what I'm saying? And to hold material, to do material, something you thought was funny, don't get laughs, man. To be on the fly and come back or whatever, man, it's work. You know what I'm saying? It's work. It's way, I ain't gonna say way, because creating a skit is, man, that's talent. You know what I'm saying? Both, I know if one time it was like beefing about what's comedy and what's not comedy. Man, it's all comedy. I got favorite comedic actors and I got favorite stand-up comedians. And most of the time, the one that's the comedic actor not gonna be the one that I care for on stage. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's all comedy and it's a craft. You know what I'm saying? It's a craft like anything else. You work at it, you learn it, and you're going to get better at it the more you do it. It's about timing. It's about creativity. And it's also the setting that you in, finding your core of people that's get what you putting out. You know what I'm saying? Just like Dave Lopez got millions of fans. Kevin Hart might have millions of fans. They 2 millions, they might not be the same. You know what I'm saying? But they both got millions of fans that they reached with each other. So you just got to go jump in that water, though. Jump in that water. Go find your open mic. Go find you somewhere to go perform, and you gonna see. And once you don't get no laughs, or nobody ain't gonna boo you, they just gonna be quiet. So when you don't get no laughs and you feel that hurt, see if you wanna come back, jump in that water.
You know it's real then, huh?
Yeah, you gonna know it's real. Yeah, and you just gonna bomb.
So how was your first experience hearing people tell you boo?
They didn't boo. Booing would have helped. I would have loved to get booed. I ain't get booed. It was crickets. It was quiet. Nobody didn't say nothing. And
you feel like you just out there drowning, huh?
Drowning. And 5 minutes felt like a lifetime. Oh, I drowned. Big drown. But I came back and I killed later. You know what I'm saying? So you don't quit. You just keep on going. But yeah, I bombed. I got drunk because I was nervous, and I don't even drink. And I was just drinking. I was like, man, I got to go up here and I'm nervous. Big mistake. Don't drink before you get on stage. Don't drink. I forgot every last piece of material I had. So I'm winging it on stage first time. Horrible. Trash.
So I'm like, what year, would you say, that you, actually became one like full comedian?
2012. 2012, I jumped off the porch and started searching for comedy and going to comedy clubs. My cousin had a show that he was doing for the Final Four. And they had a dude, Howard Hall, he was his headliner, who I didn't work with since then. That's my partner. But he had a show. He told me I was going to be on it. He thought I was funny. I was like, no, I'm not. He was like, yes, you is. That's my big cousin, Quanah's wife. He threw it, and he was like, bro, you going to do this. And so after that, I just started working, writing, going to spots, trying to hit stages, get ready for that date that I had. And so I did that show, did good in this show, bombed at other shows, but did good at his show. And after that, that's when that was my first real show. And then after that, I just kept on going.
All right. And it's crazy because like I just thought about, back in the day when they had like one episode on like Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, and it was Will Smith and on like D.L. Hughley, and D.L. Hughley kept telling Will Smith like, it ain't easy as you think to keep doing stand up, because like just one time he was funny, he came back up there and it was bad, and he had to go save him, and like I always think about that when I think about someone on the internet or somebody was a class clown, just think they could just jump up there and be funny.
That's what they think, and I always tell them, I got 5 minutes for you. Come on. Let's go. Come on, get on that stage right quick. Let me see if you really like that, if you're living like that. and more people gonna crash out. You ain't gonna be able to handle them 5 minutes is, and like people say, people call you and tell you, yeah, man, I just want you to do an hour. An hour. You don't realize what an hour is. You don't realize what 30 minutes on stage really is, you know?
I think it's harder now for like comedians who's trying to come out to be like stand-up comics because social media, you could get shamed faster. Oh, yeah. Like back in the day, it was just word of mouth, like he ain't that good. But now, that one video can make it fun, like, man, boo.
Just like one video could pop you. One video had you. But man, you gotta brush stuff off in comedy. Man, you gonna have a bad night. You gonna have a night that you're not on. We dealing with real life. You ain't as prepared. You just got in the fuss with your old lady. You got a show in 30 minutes. Your mind might not be there. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes it is.
I'll go off on my old lady at 30 minutes.
It's like, and now you got to go do 30 minutes in front of this crowd. You know, it hits sometimes.
We talk about her. If we just hope she ain't there.
Yeah. You know, do whatever it takes, but to get through that night. But yeah, that's what I mean. You gonna crash out sometimes. I mean, most of the time you gonna have great shows. If you're a good comedian, you have a lot of great shows. But ain't not one comedian I know for real that haven't bombed out. You know what I'm saying? Everybody bombed. It's just about what's your percentage. You know what I'm saying? How often you do that.
So, you know, like what made you actually like come up actually, I mean, with your character, you know, the Jesus character and stuff like that.
That was nothing but God, bro. Nothing but God. I reading the Bible, searching, reading the Bible. Started reading the Bible just off of like most people. You know, as you get older, because you drift away from it, then your trials and tribulations hit you. You're searching for God, you know what I'm saying, and picked up that book, started going to Bible studies and stuff. And then when I read the Bible, it's just how I read it. When I read it, in my mind, it's almost like if I was reading Spanish, in my mind, I'm hearing English. And so when I'm reading those thou and this and that and whatever they meaning, I'm hearing it as how we talk in New Orleans. You know what I'm saying? I'm hearing, oh, he mean this. Oh, that means this. And so I've been came up with it like 3 years before I actually put it out. I thought about it, but like anything, I wanted it to be huge. I wanted it to be big. And I was in Atlanta for the Storm with my wife, and we were by her mama. And man, I was just like, and it hit me, and I was like, man, I gotta do this. I feel like I heard God say, just do it. Because I was like, man, how I'm gonna make it a movie? How I'm gonna do this? How I'm gonna do that? Because I wanted to make it a movie at first. And I wanted it to be big. You know what I'm saying? So how I'm gonna do it? How I'm gonna do it? And God, and I heard it like clear as day, say, put it out. And when they said put it out, and it was like something told me, I just had to go with it. I wasn't trying to go against and be disobedient. And man, we went to like little clothing stores they had within that day, just went to different spots, Party City, this spot, that spot, wherever we sold costumes, gathered costumes. I'm getting beat up by mosquitoes. I ain't had the internet with it. I just was reading out the Bible. And I'm recording one hand on my phone, and I'm reading the Bible, the scripture, and I'm just translating it. Set it up, had a whole camera for me, and then I just did the skit. And that one went like viral, and then from there it was on, you know.
It was on from there.
It was on, yeah.
Gotcha. So, you know, what do you enjoy most about being in this music? I mean, I don't mean music, but it's like, you know, it like comedy. Comedy / entertainment business. Yeah. And like, what do you also hate about it?
I love to create. I love to take something from a page or a thought and see it come to life. You know what I'm saying? I love that. Like, I love that about it. It bring me joy to just create funny. You know what I'm saying? And somebody to get my vision or to appreciate my vision and something that I do and people appreciate it and the thought that I thought was fire, other people think is fire. That give me joy. Just to create, whether I'm doing it for somebody else and writing for them or writing for myself, you know what I'm saying? And to see that come to life, that's my joy. The thing I don't like about it is, of course, the fake, all the fake that come with it. You know what I'm saying? The fake, the non-genuine, just the way people are. People are people. And so it's like, it's hard to, I guess, everybody trying to make it out of it. And so you don't know how far somebody will go. They'll steal your ideas. It's hard to share. Like with comedy, you want to have you want to be around people that you could express your ideas without feeling like, man, if I tell somebody this, because you need to bounce stuff off of people, you know what I'm saying? And so without feeling like, I'm going to tell this person this, and then next thing you know, they're going to forget, like I told them, and feel like oh, I got a bright idea. You know what I'm saying? They feel like it's their idea. So it's probably that, the industry of it and the fake behind it. The crab in the barrel mentality, that's the part that I hate the most. That we can't just all vibe out and get it together. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you got to be huddle by yourself a lot of times. And that's bad for creativity.
Right. And guess what? The crazy part is I don't think all comedians mean to actually take other comedians' ideas, but I think some comedians be telling them dudes why they drunk, and they just wake up and actually really genuinely actually think they actually came up with that.
Sometimes it be like that. Sometimes you done told somebody something, and they really might believe. Or, man, great minds do think alike. Whether people thinking, I remember I was coming home from a show out of town, and I'm telling Shervin, I'm telling I think Mario, I'm telling them about a skit I planned on doing, and it was like 21 Savage had just came out, and I was like, man, I'm gonna be 71 Savage, and I'm gonna be an old man, and I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna do that. Such and such is gonna be fire. Such is gonna be fire. And as we riding home, Billy Sorrell had did it, and he was 71 Savage, and he was an old man. He had a rap video. I wasn't gonna rap. I was doing a skit in it. I was gonna do a skit, and he had it, and it was fire. It was fire. I couldn't even be mad at what he did, but I didn't tell Billy. I knew Billy. I know Billy, but I ain't tell him nothing he couldn't have possibly known, because they were like, dog, what you told him? I'm like, man, I ain't telling him nothing, but great minds just think alike. You know what I'm saying? So he ain't bite me, but that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? I would have thought he bit me if I would have told him about it. I would have said, man, that nigga bit me. But
he stole it.
Yeah, he stole my shit. But nah, it was just that great minds think alike. And so sometimes niggas just steal your shit blatantly. You know what I'm saying? It's like, nigga, I like it, I want it, I'm gonna take it.
I like it, I want it, I'm gonna take it.
I like it, I want it, I'm gonna take it.
That's a headline right there.
That's what it is, bro. But
I like your I like your comedy, I'm gonna take it. It sound like the Booty Warrior. Free jobs, I like it, I'm gonna take it. You mine.
People search the internet for that, but where we from, like I know my crew, people that I rock with, that's very much frowned upon, bro. You steal material, you steal something, that's frowned upon, bro. Creativity is everything. And so it's only so long the fate could last, you know. So I pride myself on being original, creative. One time I saw a skit that I did, and it was similar to somebody else's, and they thought I stole it. Man, I don't want that skit. Take it down. You know what I'm saying? Because my creativity, my name, mean more than that. I need for my name to stay my name, that this is somebody that's creative, that could come up with stuff on their own, that could do stuff on their own with it. So your name is everything to me.
Gotcha. And also, you know, hey, but right now you have a brand new like event coming.
Yeah.
You
brand
know,
new venture.
You know, it's your first time doing it, right?
Yeah, it's my first time doing it.
So, you know, for the people, I want you to tell them, you know, if the name of it.
The Repass.
And you know, who all you got coming?
I got a play coming. Called The Repass. It's a play centered around Jesus. It's really it's basically like spin-off. It's what I thought about 5 years ago, and I didn't know it was gonna be a play then, but it's a play. And so it's like a Christian comedy. So I got some of the biggest names in the city came out and showed me love, and in it, Tanya Boyd Cannon in it, and from all kind of walks. I got rappers, I got comedians, I got singers, I got just social media influencers, I got everybody, and just personal people. Everybody that's in my cast, I got a relationship with them in some type of way along this journey, and they wind up all showing up for me. When I called them, they answered the bell, and it's a fire play. It's a fire event. Christian comedy ain't never really been done the way I do it and how I'm doing it right now. I thread the line, but I give them the real and get a story. This is the first time I really got to, outside the Bible verses, really use my pen and able to stretch those characters that's in the Bible for stories that wasn't told. So The Repass, this is basically like what was going on with the disciples the 3 days once Jesus passed. You know what I'm saying? What they was going through those 3 days, and the reflection upon how it had been. So I mean, I want everybody to come out and check it out, man. It's gonna be dope. Yeah.
Gotcha. So, you know, I gotta ask you this question before we leave. Like, you know, even playing Jesus and having able to play comedy, I want to hear about the other side of criticism, because, you know, I know everybody ain't feeling you playing Jesus, and, you know, people like, oh man, they playing with the Lord. I want to hear, you know, how you feel about that.
To be honest, man, I could probably count on my hand how many people not with what I'm doing. I thought I was gonna get that type of pushback, but every pastor that I ever ran across showed me love. They appreciate what I'm doing. They understand what I'm doing. They thankful for what I'm doing because I'm bridging the gap. I got so many hood dudes and people that knew nothing about the Bible, or didn't fool with the Bible, get an understanding of the Bible. It's truly God's work. I didn't do it for clout. I did it because I was told. You know what I'm saying? Like, genuinely, I did it because I was told. That voice told me to do it, and I did it for that. And that's just it. So I really don't get the hate. I make sure that I keep it respectful, along with being who I am and putting that New Orleans flavor. And anything I do, from seafood gangster to my skits and everything, I try to always incorporate and put New Orleans in it because I love the city that much. And I think we're so unique and culture rich that I try to incorporate all us in it. I try to incorporate small things that maybe we grew up with, like the Umbrella Man. He's in the skit. I mean, he's in the play from Canal Street. The way he was preaching the Bible and everything, as all of us that had interaction. If you caught the bus and you was on Canal, you didn't seen the Umbrella Man, you know. So I gave him a shout out in my play. I try to just keep it New Orleans, keep it positive. You know what I'm saying? At all times.
Gotcha. So, tell everybody, like when the play is again for,
Play May 31st, 2025, May 31st.
But make sure, able to come out before this.
May 31st, 2025 at 35 Auditorium. Doors open at 6, show starts for 7. And it's going to be a great event. Tickets only $30 on Eventbrite. I try to keep the price low for everybody to be able to, afford it and come through, show love. Like I said, I got some of the biggest acts in the city. It's going to be a good time, man. It's fun. It's educational for people. And most of all, man, it's funny, bro. It's funny, and it's going to be a good time. And we worked hard on it. We worked hard on putting it together.
So I got one question. You asked me, was I coming? I'm gonna ask it, but I don't know if it's good to ask too. Like, if it at this play Repass, will y'all be serving liquor?
Unfortunately, no. We're not gonna be serving liquor. Not because it's the Repass. We would have served liquor, but we at 35. We at a school.
Okay,
so
I'm about to say.
Inspire schools. We cannot do.
You gotta come with your own cup, huh?
Yeah. Shouts out to Inspire.
Inspire though, like
you can't come with your own cup. But yeah, Jesus gonna be in the building though. He might bless you. Put it, he come with that good water. Might turn that thing into you. You know what I'm saying?
Turn water into wine.
Put you together. Do it 1-2. You dig what I'm saying? So yeah, man. But no liquor. But man, it's gonna be a good time.
Vibe.
Yeah, good vibes. Good vibe. I think I'm gonna I'm trying to see who's gonna do our food. I believe we're gonna do gumbo. That just have something on your stomach. I know Sherv coming through with the cinnamon glazed pecans and all that, man. So we're gonna have some stuff set up. It's gonna be good, but no liquor.
Gotcha.
Unless Jesus approve it.